live from the backstage, man. The green room combos that happen that you don't even be knowing be happening. You be wondering what the hell they be talking about back there. But yo, it's your boy Chingo Bling. We got Rob G. What it do, big dog?
How's it going, everybody? The backstage before the backstage. Like, people will never hear those conversations.
Big da. Man, it's good to be back, bro. I've been on the road. Shout out to everybody who's been coming out to all the shows. San Antonio, Atlanta, Chicago. Y'all been great. I am headed to Indianapolis in a few days. That is November 5th at the Helium Comedy Club. I got some real funny comedians coming with me. They're from Chicago, a homie named Tito and Abi Sanchez. Brownsville, Texas. These are the last three cities. Brownsville, Texas at the Lucky Barrel, November 26th. Get your tickets now at chingobling.com, RGV. You don't want to miss it. And then we ended in Tampa, Florida, Side Splitters, December 14th. Amazing club, amazing city. And also, if anybody has like a company and wants to do like a company event, you know what I'm saying? Like some end of the year Christmas type thing, hit us up.
Yeah, please do. I'm going to put you on the spot. I didn't hit you up about it, but I asked you, and we have so many different text threads within our one text message that sometimes you just get lost in the fucking sauce. I asked you if you did corporate events because I was curious. I didn't know if you really did like those kind of events.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even see that question, honestly. Yeah, I don't really promote it that much. So I've just kind of gotten lucky where things just kind of like fall in my lap type stuff. Yeah. We even did one for the Border Patrol. And
really?
Yeah, so that was technically like a morale booster type of show. But it's, it's corporate because there's like, you got to meet with the heads and then you got to take a picture and, that whole thing. And then there was an engineering company out of... ¿Cómo se llama? Out in California, where it was a sweet gig. It was hard to perform because you got this big, huge dance floor. Everyone's eating. There's like you're competing against forks and knives. But they had me like every year for a few years in a row, so I was already kind of just like used to it. Like, yeah, just do your thing. It's not gonna be like a comedy club, huh?
Well, it's funny because comedians forever you'll hear on podcasts and stuff where they're talking about like these terrible, corporate events that they did, or even universities. Have you ever done a school?
No, I heard the university ones are hard because
Imagine today, right?
Because of what?
Imagine today, like this.
Oh, bro, I'm sure it's pretty brutal. I mean, hey, we gotta make that income, so I don't care how brutal it is, really. But like a comedian's ego. They just say that they're just very sensitive. You can't touch certain subjects and, it's just painful. I've also heard that like sometimes they put you in weird places. They don't promote it right. So they just be like, oh yeah, middle of the day in the cafeteria in this corner. And like no one even, it's like you're ambushing them. Like nobody's there for comedy. They don't even know what you're doing. Like what's happening? Stuff like that.
In a year, like how many do you think you might do corporate events? Is it just like what comes to you, or you don't?
Oh yeah, no. It's usually around Christmas time, and like I said, it would just be like that one thing, like the engineering company, or like the Border Patrol thing. That's about it.
All right, dude. All right, I'm just gonna put some feelers out there just for fun and be like, hey, who needs corporate event? Because that is the best time, like right after Thanksgiving or before Thanksgiving, and then Christmas, obviously. And
hey, tax write-off.
100%. Got to get it in before the end of the year.
Y'all got to spend that money.
Exactly. These corporations got money. Speaking of corporations, how about Amazon laying off 14,000+ people I saw?
Oh, wow. I didn't even hear about that. And I'm waiting on some packages. I hope it's not going to affect me.
You know what? Things have been pretty slow over at Amazon ever since Jeff Bezos was kind of like, got out the door. He's just not really focusing on it.
Oh, I didn't even know that. So what do you mean? He's just kind of real hands off? He's flying rockets?
Yeah, pretty much, right? He's sending his, is it his wife or girlfriend or whatever, Katy Perry and shit out into space?
Yeah. Or really high up in the atmosphere, not really space.
Which is more so what, the smart people understand it as, right? Not the the believers of round Earth.
Yeah, the globetards. That's what we call them. Because there's a big, I don't know, bro. I don't know if we've ever... I mean, allegedly we've seen Mars, I think, or there's something we sent to Mars. But yeah, man, don't get me started on that shit.
Speaking of, this reminded me, we're going to stay on this. But if you guys want to send in, we're going to have, I'm going to come up with a way to for you guys that are listening, because I'm seeing the numbers on the audio going up. YouTube, we're getting some subs, and then those shorts, man. I got to get your feedback on some of the short form videos. We don't put out a ton of volume right now. I'm working to my way to where I can find my little team to like make more of those clips. But when we do, it's one good clip for that week, or maybe two good clips for that week, and then they do numbers. They just do gangbusters of like talking nostalgia. Met you here, saw you there. Love to see what you've been doing. Love to see what's happened. So if you want to reach out right now. It's backstagepodhq@gmail.com. If you have questions for the show, it's geared by the listeners. It's fueled by the listeners. So if you got questions for the show or topics for Chingo to kind of riff on and rant on, send them there. And then as we go into 2026, there'll be some other communal kind of platform where you can kind of interact and send questions. But right now it's podcast HQ, as in headquarters, @gmail.com. Just want to throw.
Hell yeah, dude. Thank you for that. Yeah, Rob is the man. Rob is on it. And guess what, bro? I want to talk jiu-jitsu real quick.
Yeah, you just got back from jiu-jitsu, right?
Yes. And talk about morale booster. I tapped this white belt about 3 times, and this dude, I thought he was a blue belt. I was like, for real, dog? You still a white belt? He's like, I've got stripes. But I would have tapped him way more, but he's real flexible. He won't tap to pain. The only thing he'll tap to is a choke. But I was crushed. Dude, I had like my entire body weight on his wrist. Like everything on that wrist. He's like, I'm not going to tap to that. I don't tap to wrist locks. And I'm like, dude, a knee bar. I had him in a knee bar. And I was like, bro, you know that hurts. Like, you know that hurts. I was like, are you serious? Bro, I had like my entire hips and pelvis on that knee. I got like it's my entire spine and body against that joint. And other people that like higher belts and stuff, like purple and brown belts, are like, hey, bro, like you need to tap to that. Like you're going to get us in trouble. Because at this point, coach had already walked off. He's like, all right, y'all roll for the rest of the class, for the rest of the time. And I got him. I darced him a couple times, and I was trying to work. Have you heard of Twister side control?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Dude, your knees and your legs are hurt once you start cranking on that.
Well, I was trying to work on the Twister side control to go into the truck and to try to get like calf slicers and banana splits and crotch rippers. Yeah. That whole system. I had been studying that system, and but I kept doing my like the little lockdown thing on. I wasn't doing the calf slicers right, but anyway, I jumped into the knee bar from there. I darced him from there, and then I would take mount from there. I would like take his back. I would gift wrap him. I was doing a whole bunch of stuff, man.
So the first time you get somebody, for those of you that aren't familiar, I mean,
yeah, I know.
Or if you are, like it's Eddie Bravo's system, obviously, jiu-jitsu, but like when you're taught how to essentially get into the truck and then take the leg, roll through, do the banana split, the whole thing, you feel like a superhero when you figure out how to do that.
Yeah.
Because it just requires a couple of steps, right? Like let's just say they're on all fours, you got their back, and then you have to roll through, tuck through, take the leg, the whole thing. I know all the jiu-jitsu, it's like you feel like a superhero, but the way Eddie Bravo...
Yeah, it's very ninja-like, right? Because you're like rolling over your shoulder.
Yes, very ninja-like is the best way to put it.
Yeah.
Dude, I love that. Like, keep going, though. Like, what's the best to you when it comes to that aspect of the game? Like, you enjoy doing all of it, or like, you really enjoy this entry or that kind of move, or like what you're just learning altogether? Like, do you have any favorite aspect of the system right now?
Of like which system? Eddie Bravo?
Any 10th Planet like related.
I mean, well, for one, I mean, I attend Urban Jungle. I'm not officially 10th Planet, but I do subscribe to Eddie's website. So I try to make time at night to just sit there and watch. Like when I got a little downtime, I'm eating or something, I'll try to be productive and watch that instead of some stupid brain rot thing. And no, but it's really cool because I had been kind of just watching it for a while. And I had been wanting to drill it, but I had been traveling so damn much, and I hadn't really been able to. And then I like went to MMA class, and I wasn't able to really get into that because we were doing some other stuff. I got a black eye too. It's gone.
I saw that in your story.
Yeah, it's kind of gone away. I have the picture. I probably need to post it on my stories. But I went up there to MMA class with the big goofy boxing gloves instead of the little MMA gloves, and that don't have nothing to do with why I got punched in the eye. That don't have nothing to do with that. Those big gloves probably should have helped for that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, because it's like, wait, what? You got a black eye, but you're blaming the gloves. Explain that to me.
You got the puffier gloves, but how did the black eye come?
But I wasn't able to do jiu-jitsu. That was really the most frustrating thing, is those big goofy gloves. But to answer your question, man, I hadn't been able to drill it. Because I had been watching it, and I have a monito, a dummy.
I was gonna ask if you.
But I didn't really. I do have one, but I didn't really feel like doing that type. I needed like an actual type of human
person.
And luckily, this particular white belt, he wasn't very. He's like still kind of laid back. So when it was like, thankfully he's like that, and he was letting me work. So as I'm in the twister side control, do you know when Eddie says you go into attack mode or flat mode? Yeah, flat mode. Do you know what that is? Basically, it's like, and to everybody listening, I'm gonna try to be as visual with my words, but basically, it's like, twister side control. You're kind of like to their side, your hips and I guess butt are like kind of on their shoulder, and you're trying to like don't let them frame on you. You're able to like take full mount to where you're like on top of them, but the flat mode is where you're now just laying across them diagonally, basically, right? Long story short. But anyway, because he was kind of like not very aggressive at like, hey, I don't want you near me. Like he was just kind of letting me work a little bit to where like I'd be able to go to mount, or I'd go back to the twister side control to keep. He's like, are you trying to attack my legs? I wanted him to turn into me so I can put him in that in the truck.
Fuck, what am I trying to say? When you said what was it, flat, whatever you were trying to describe?
Flat mode, yeah.
Flat mode. That reminded me of one of the big takeaways from BMAC way back in the day, rolling with him was, I forgot I don't know if he called it like playing dead or Frankenstein something or other, but like when somebody's rolling with you at any point that you feel like, I'm just paraphrasing obviously, feeling like you are working a lot, take away all of that and then just make them carry your dead weight. I think that's what it was, like dead weight. And then all of a sudden you see how much they struggle to try to manipulate you or roll you or anything. And you're like, oh yeah. So BMAC's significantly smaller than me. I think he's probably like 150, 160.
Yeah, he's real slim, yeah.
Yeah, he's real slim and very obviously flexible and everything else. And at the time, I don't know, probably the same weight, about 210, 220. And it was crazy how you could literally just play dead. If somebody's like got the underhooks, it doesn't matter. Yeah, or on top especially, it just feels like, holy shit, you feel 3 times as heavy. So I always took that away, like after that, like not trying to forcefully use your strength where all you really have to do is just use your dead weight to submit. Not submit, but subdue.
Yeah, cook them, basically. You know what reminds me of? Those little... they sell them at museums and shit, but it's like a little square with pins in it, and you stick your hand in, and the pins are...
Yeah, I'm looking at one right here.
Yeah, my daughter has one from the museum, but it's almost like place that pin toy to where basically if your body is adjusting and adapting on top while resting on them, while being heavy, and you're basically eliminating all daylight. You're just like Tetrising yourself while like being a wet rug, eliminating all daylight. And, you start to cook them. But see, when you were talking about your weight and size compared to BMAC's weight and size, that's the power of jiu-jitsu. Is like, you could be bigger, but if I have a hook in, you know what I'm saying? It's like if I literally wrap my leg like around your leg, and if I can, it's all like mechanics and physics. For example, if I have that one hook in and your hand happens to just kind of be like across, and if I gift wrapped you, like grab across, and it's like, I don't give a damn how big you are. Like, although like an underhook, the power of an underhook. Yeah. It doesn't mean like 110 pounder is just gonna subdue a 300 pounder, not necessarily, but all those little physics and leverage points and just positional movements. You know what I mean? Like, it starts to compound to where it's like, why is this little person like beating up on this big person?
Especially if you like, butterfly is another good example. Like if you have, if they're trying to like pass your guard or whatever, and you've got your butterflies basically in, to be able to like roll them over, use their weight against some kind of thing, and understanding how the body moves, they're going to be like, oh shit. Like, good example is you'll see Bradley Martin, the big bodybuilder guy on YouTube. Like the few times that there's video of him rolling, even with Callan. I think he rolled with Brian Callan one time, and Callan Callan's like 150 himself. Bradley Martin's like famously, 260, bro. And he just had the butterflies in, just rolled him over, and then it's kind of like it really deflates that huge ego a lot of dudes have. And dude, it's crazy. I haven't trained in a long time. At this point, honestly, you would have the upper hand probably technique wise. I would just have to hope that even though I'm bigger, my 10 years of youth makes me a little bit faster than you. Other than that,
and you know a lot.
yeah,
You actually like know more than you let on. Like you know a lot, you remember a lot.
definitely. But you're utilizing it, which is huge.
Well, here's a wake up call though. Like I was telling some of the guys that I know are like real consistent, right? And I'm just like, you know, I'm just like, yeah, man, my goal is just 3 times a week, bro. You know, it's just hard right now, you know, and it's laughable because I was like, hey, Kirby, how often you come? About 6 times. And I'm just like, hold on, what? He's like, well, on some days I'll come twice. On some of the days I'll come twice. And I'm just like, and he's like, yeah, once you start getting past like the 3 times a week, when you start getting to like the 4+, he's like, you just really start to just accelerate in your learning. And it was kind of a wake up call, but I was like, okay, that's cool. That lets me know that like, all right, man, first you got to get to the 3 times a week.
Yeah.
You know, and I've been saying it real loud at the house so my wife could hear too. So
Even if you didn't make it to 3 times a week, would you consider privates, like at your own home dojo?
like having somebody come do a private lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are cool too. Yeah. I get quite a bit of privates, technically, especially compared to like just the average person that like, oh, I only have a membership and I just go to class and that's it. Mm-hmm. That's a big luxury I have. Like when I'm in some of these cities, when I have time and I'm in these cities where like I know just like a black belt or gym owner, an instructor, just a big homie that's like, yeah, man, what's up? You know, let's spark a joint or something. And, you know, I got an hour to kill and they just like give you a lot of info. I've gotten like quite a few of those. You know, sometimes though, it just feels like, especially when I review tape, I just feel like damn, I've tried some of this in the gym, man. This shit just don't work. Like I'm doing something wrong.
Right. You're reviewing tape for real?
Yeah, like review tape. Like for example, oh hey, all right, Chingo, I'm gonna show you some good shit, bro. Yeah, film it. You know, hey, you mind filming this? So the best way too is like when the person knows, the instructor and the cameraman know. Sorry, can you hear that? The yard guy. No?
Yeah, but it's loud.
Sorry about that, dude. Never fails. Trying to work from home here.
Dude, that's funny. Way back in the day, it was the same issue.
All the time. Yeah. So anyway, so they'll be like, all right, we're going to show you this thing. Somebody grabs you, and then the person knows to already be recording, and then they kind of like demonstrate, okay, stop it. Because if you just leave it running, bro, you can't even go through it. You can't even share it. You're eating up all your freaking phone memory.
That's true. A couple of academies, they'll have like, I don't know if it's a part of their surveillance system or if it's purposely for training, but they'll record, you know, the class, and then you can always go back in and find where you were rolling at and just kind of dissect it from there.
And you go on like on YouTube or something to watch that? Like it's just like...
No, they'll just be an app like the school. I think, I want to say Henzo's, I don't know if it's all, you know, obviously it's probably academy by academy, but they will like record open mats or classes, and then the people will just have access to the video through the school, I think, or something like that, which I think that's great. Like that's another added value bonus to members. Like if you really wanted to review the way you were, like you can make it as simple as like, oh, I was doing front rolls like real shitty. Like what was I doing? You can just go watch the warm-ups. Like, oh, okay, I was definitely doing that part wrong. Like that's super valuable to the person.
Yeah, man. So long story short, I had to share that with you, bro, because it felt so good to just tap somebody multiple times and to know what to do and have it work.
Yeah.
Obviously, he wasn't tapping the knee bars and like wrist locks and a bunch of that shit. But I darsed him a couple times, and that was all from the shit I had kind of reviewed. Where it's like, so when I got to hang out with Eddie, and Eddie he did a guest spot. He brought a bunch of his students to Covina, the Laugh Factory at Covina about a month ago. We're in the green room. And I had already kind of been studying the twister side control, and I'm just like, he probably doesn't want to talk jiu-jitsu. And we're just there, just kind of shooting the shit. He's like in comedian mode, you know. He's in jeans. He's got like the black long sleeve. He's kind of going over his notes. We're having a little drink, you know, hitting the vape pen or whatever. And then I'm just like, I have to. And I'm just like, hey, Eddie, I just think it's fascinating that twister side control, there's actually 2 darces from there, whereas traditional side control, there's only 1. And he's like, whoa. Because I was like, it's so cool. It's like, dude, you've got the knees, you know, you can go back to full mount. You've got take him into the truck. He's like, dude, that's very impressive. Like, you remember quite a bit. You know, he's like, man, you really been studying that.
That's so funny, dude. Well, speaking of being on the road, that was about a month or so ago. But last week you were in San Antonio, dude. Was it 6 shows?
Yes.
Yeah, 2, 4.
Yeah,
Dude,
1, 2,
how was
4.
it? Give us a little bit of a breakdown.
Man,
Backstage.
bro, I don't want to cry on this podcast, but like man, bro, you know what I've been through, bro. Like,
Yeah,
you know, at least you know a chunk, a lot of it. You know, you may not have known from like back in the day, but it's kind of like, man, especially what I went through about 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Bro, San Antonio, like, we don't give a damn.
Yeah.
We ain't here to talk about that, bro. Them people got my back, bro. Like,
Came out and turnout.
Dude, Thursday was packed. Sunday was packed. Saturday was completely sold out. And it was just such a good time, bro. I ate Vietnamese at SP Cafe every single day while I was there. That's already a plus. It's so good.
SP Cafe.
SP Cafe in San Antonio, right by the Laugh Out Loud Comedy Club. Lord have mercy. I'm about to have a Joey Diaz moment. Here's what you do. When you're doing the Laugh Out Loud, you show up. You know, doors open at 6. You're already at the cafe. It's 5 o'clock. You know what I'm saying, bro? They have this like steak sandwich. They have the steak and eggs breakfast.
They got a bakery too.
Yeah, the French bread that they use for the sandwiches, and you can dip it in for your breakfast. It's fresh. They got somebody back there just doing that. They have drinks. They'll have like a sea salt caramel Vietnamese coffee, bro. They have boba.
Award-winning Vietnamese cafe.
It is ridiculous. Look at that. Macaroons.
Macarons.
Bubble teas, bro. It is ridiculous. The prices went up. I don't care. They were trying to tell me. They're like, oh, just make a note. Somebody's price went up. I said, I don't give a damn.
I'm going to be here every day. Do you know that?
And then I found a cool cigar spot that I was able to almost every day enjoy a cigar, like basically celebrate the sold out shows, like take your time, hang with a homie who probably never even had that, like been there, had that experience. Take your time, let it burn. You're in there talking to a couple strangers, you're relaxing. I love those little humidor, loungy, leather chair. Like, honestly, bro, in a perfect world, I would probably, I mean, nobody cares about the background like that, but like, if I had to kind of have a vibe, that's a real nice little cigar, whiskey lounge type of vibe. But I got to go out there before the show. That was a nice treat, a little dopamine. But it was a busy weekend though. I was doing podcasts, a short film. I didn't get to do any jiu-jitsu. So yeah.
Can you talk about what all like projects you worked on, or just wait till they kind of get released?
No, yeah. There's one particular short film. It has like a Christian message. My buddy Fade Dog connected me with them, so it was cool to just kind of come in real quick and knock out like basically a scene. So it's kind of like stunt casting. Like, okay, we got Chingo Bling involved in this project, so I had to kind of like, you know, that's a different type of work. So I'm like having to text the director like, hey, I know it's quick and this and that, but like, I'm just trying to get an idea of my character and his relationship with whoever else or whatever else. So and it was like, you kind of got to be a tough guy too. So I was like, all right, do I got to put my grill in? And that hurt. That shit was hurting my gun. Man, I think my teeth shifted or something, because I was like, man, I can't wear this, bro.
What are you gonna do when you get older and all you can do is like have soft foods and your teeth are gonna get fucking hard and or like fall out?
Well, thank God I don't wear a grill no more. So
not all the time, at least.
Nah, I really don't. The only reason I put it in was for that scene. I was like, should I? Yeah. But yeah, man, San Antonio, bro. I'm just so grateful, so grateful, man. Like, just I know what people have to sometimes like rush through traffic, get off work, depending on the day, like pick up the wife, who's watching the kids. You're having to do a lot to come and just trust us to come spend time. Patrick Christopher hosted the show, hilarious. Javi Luna, hilarious, tremendous. Yeah. We had Lil J from the O, up and coming artist out of Austin. He came, did some songs at the end. So it was just like perfect.
Did you have that storm roll through your area while you were here?
Well, I guess I was here technically. I think one of the days when it first started getting
Oh, yeah, I
ugly.
can't remember what day it was,
Yeah.
but dude, I was like, the first thing I thought for whatever reason, because the wind was so strong, it was setting off the Ring doorbell. Like it was just blowing
Oh
water onto the front door so
shit.
hard. And in my mind, I'm like, I wonder how because it was coming down from San Antonio. But anyway, I was like, I wonder if it affected the shows, but I guess not. So fuck it, that's great.
Yeah, no. Thank God, bro. San Antonio, much love, bro. It was amazing. I just honestly, bro, like one of the thoughts across my mind is how do I get like Chicago and Denver and some of these cities to be like that? You know what I'm saying? I know it's asking a lot because it's like, bro, San Antonio is just like they just really got love for you. You just have so many roots and ties to there. So it might be far fetched to be like, y'all already, I don't know. I guess I got work to do, but that I would love to see that, to have like, oh, dude, was like that. LA shows love, but it's like a lot. It's so big that you're having to like Ontario Improv sold out, like Burbank sold out. That's cool, but it's like sometimes it's a Thursday and a Sunday.
Yeah, man, that's like the never-ending battle with like whether it's a comedian, an entertainer, or like even a product. Like, how do I get my product or service popping in a certain area? And you're always brainstorming, different ideas or whatever. But for instance, like for you, have you ever, in this since we are backstage, obviously, this is shit you talk about in the green room. Have you ever thought of like playing up certain, and I'm sure you have, but things in that particular region for like a certain amount of time leading up to a show? Let's just say that, hey, I'm doing a bunch of shows on the East Coast in the summer. So from like New Year's through spring, I'm going to do a bunch of things in the sketches or the voiceovers, the videos that kind of like placates to that part of the country because, you're going to be there soon and hopefully they see it out there, throughout the spring leading to summer.
Well, I mean, I guess just to give you an excuse, it's like a lot of the cities are just so back to back to where it's like, oh yeah, I heard you reference some San Antonio things, in a few of those voiceovers or whatever, and because that was coming up, it's so it's kind of like I just feel I don't know, maybe next year when I go to less cities and just travel less, it might be a little bit more cohesive in terms of like, oh, I noticed that when you had the Midwest stuff coming up. You know what I mean? It's almost like very last minute cram to where it's like, okay, oh wow, he's playing a lot of Chicago music on the story. Like, what's all the Chicago music in the background? It's like, oh, if you click and you read the entire caption, or like if you wait to the end of the video, like now you see why I was playing some Twista or Do or Die or Kanye or something.
How are you with trends these days and the internet? Are you paying attention to the trends of what the internet's liking and responding to, or are you doing your own thing?
Like when my kids are like 6, 7. Bro, it's like, bro, you're 4. It's like you're 4. Oh, I just did 6, 7. Oh, you did? Huh? And I'm like, man, I feel like I'm failing y'all as a father.
You should have been like, do you know what 369 is?
Yeah, 369. How about that? Yeah. Y'all worry about 6, 7. What's up with 369?
Or there's a ton of different like numbers you could probably
Or
use from
even
back in the day.
or even like she knows all the, like Sunny, she'll know all the K-pop, like crying in my room, sharing my soda pop, my little, she knows the dances to the
The K-pop
all
demon.
that K-pop, yeah, all that K-pop, but hey, ask her to do her ABCs all the way through.
Starts crying like, ah.
I don't want to do this. You're like, yo, my soda pop, my little soda pop.
You just start dancing in front of her. Like when you do the ABCs, you can start singing and
Yeah.
dancing too.
For real.
But no, like, so go back to that. Do you even care? Like, what is the mentality of I'm gonna do something funny for the gram, like what's trending versus what Chingo wants to do?
I mean, I have to kind of do what fits me and my schedule. You know what I'm saying? Like, trust me, there's some stuff where it's like, oh, you never do that anymore. Or like, oh, I used to like when you, or like, couldn't you just, and it's like, yeah, but it starts getting a little, you add friction because in all reality, it's one of those things where it's like, hey, if I'm trying to post at noon, 3, 6, sometimes 9, okay, and it's got to get views. And you have to be able to do it in between taking this one to piano and taking that one to dance and circling back. And now they both got gymnastics, and you trying to go to jiu-jitsu, and your wife got you going to the storage unit for this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, do you really have the luxury of going all out and having another comedian there and setting up the camera, and you got to put the wig. You know what I mean? It's like it starts to be like, yeah, you're not gonna be able to post at 12, 3, 6, sometimes 9 if you trying to squeeze that in. Versus I'm in the parking lot of jiu-jitsu, about to walk in, like I'm about to do this quick little voiceover, export, type letters, whatever, run into class. That's kind of doable. It's like, and wow, you've been posting consistently. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, oh shit. It's like, yeah, because I already learned, like 9 times out of 10, I gotta just keep it real simple and effective.
Yeah, well, and that's effective because you've been known for voiceovers for basically forever, right? So it also fits in the, we'll call it in the branding of Chingo Bling.
The wheelhouse.
The wheelhouse, there you go. I sent you a video, actually just earlier this morning. It was of like Jean-Claude Van Damme in Spanish. Have you seen this video? Dude, I gotta put, like, because this is what I thought of when I saw it. I was like, oh, you know what? This would be perfect for Theo Juve to do. And way back in the day, he used to do similar things, you know, on YouTube. But like, if we're talking about now that like everything is shifted, that was way before even short form was like a must do. Now, dude, check this out, please. I'm gonna try not to blow your eardrums. Can I change it? Yes, I can change the volume. Here we go. Are you ready for this? Yeah. This is some Theo Juve shit right here. Corre y se va.
Dale, güey. Izquierda, derecha, arriba. Chingatelo, güey. Patuta. Mátalo, güey. No, este güey me va a matar. Bird box, bitch.
What did he say?
Dame perico, güey. Ya no vas a poder ver, güey. No veo. Acuérdate, güey. ¿Que me acuerde? Ok. Ay, güey, eso no, eso no. Eso sí.
Bro, I grew up on that movie, dog. Bloodsport. Tracas.
Trapatota, güey. Sí se puede, güey.
Look at the movie right there.
Termínalo, güey. Y patotas de toda patota.
I ain't gonna lie, dog. I could have did this shit better.
No manches, güey.
And that's no offense to them. That's no offense to them. That's no offense to them. And I know them. I know them a little bit.
Yeah.
But I could have did that shit way better, dog. My fault. Stay in your lane.
Sorry to say it, but it's true.
Talk your shit. Talk your shit,
son.
Hey, that's the kind of attitude you get when you tap out a white belt several times.
That's where he coming in here with his fucking fired up kind of, I could have done that better.
Dude, I had to text my wife. I'm like, yo, I tapped out this white belt several times.
Was she like, oh, he let you tap him out? That's
She
nice.
just like emphasized it.
Yeah. You better give me a goddamn action.
But I'm gonna give her. She don't know. She's gonna get a play-by-play later. Like, all right, so you know the videos I've been watching at night. Yeah. So it's called Twister Side Control, and it's cool because you have 2 Darces from there instead of 1 with traditional side control.
Did you tell Eddie Bravo that?
I'm texting Eddie. I'm gonna text Eddie like, hey, bro, remember how I was telling you about Twister Side Control in the green room? I finally got to roll with it. I got to take it for a spin. And I must say it's the bee's knees.
It's effective.
It's
what do you
the
know?
fucking... Yeah, it's the bee's knees.
Oh, that's great. Since I had that tab open, I still had that Vietnamese restaurant open.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you need to be partnering up with some fucking restaurants, dude.
Hey, man. Shit, you the man. If you have that vision, speak it to existence.
Like if I can see Jeremy Pena and Mauricio Dubon and these Astros, I mean Altuve obviously is Altuve, but these other guys coming up doing commercials, I'm like, why isn't Taqueria Ronda's hitting Chingo up to do something?
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Why La Michoacana ain't?
Exactly, right?
And you know what, dude? Like sometimes I'll just be daydreaming about like all these potential. Like for example, I literally had a meeting with somebody at La Michoacana. I forget her exact title, but like she was up there, and I forget, it was a long time ago, so I don't know if I was trying to sell hot sauce or something at the time, but it's just one of those where it's like, man, you got to follow through sometimes. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like every once in a while you have these like little memories of like, oh yeah, oh, I'll give you a better one. So, and without saying too much, so back in the day when I used to work, when I had a deal with Asylum Records, they were out in New York, distributed by Warner Brothers. They're under the same umbrella as Warner Music Distribution. So like pretty big. even though Asylum was a small subsidiary. Well, one of the people that was involved over there, my lawyer kept in touch with him, just like friends throughout the years. And now there had been like some type of opportunity of like, hey, shit, maybe we can do something with Chingo to, maybe he could find some talent, this and this, and we're kind of looking into this space and like those type of combos where I was like, and that's the thing about touring, where it's just like, man, I'm just up to my ears right now with tour to where like I realistically don't even know where I would squeeze in a record label. It's like, wait, do I have to have like a whole staff? Like basically think about how much attention it would take to just like put your whole comedy shit on ice. Mm-hmm. You're not going to be posting at 12, 3, and 6. You know what I mean? Like you're going to be nurturing this talent and developing and like, there's a Zoom call about Spotify, it's like we're shooting the music video. It's like, who's going to go with him to the show? Like all that crap. It's kind of like, I don't think that's it worth entertaining. But now, as of late, like somehow it came up again, where it was like, you know what? Find out what he needs, and what all I have to have in place for this to even make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's circle back on that.
This just reminded me. The fun part about starting a podcast like this that is just starting to take off and people are starting to listen to that. Like if you're early into it, like right now, you're really in on actual brainstorming that happen to be entertaining conversations. You know what I mean? Like this is what we'd be talking about if we weren't recording and filming this. But you guys are lucky that you get to tune into it. So appreciate you guys that are listening early. But mini chat, that service where you like people will be like, comment the word whatever, buy, and I'll send you a DM with the direct link to, you know what I'm talking about?
Well, I didn't know there was an app affiliated with that.
Oh yeah, it's a full-blown company that just officially, and this could have been a couple of weeks ago, a couple of days ago, but I heard of it this week saying that they have officially become a Meta business partner. So before, when you tried using third-party shit like that, the concern was always, is Meta or Facebook or whatever going to, essentially delete or deactivate my account because I'm using because they don't want you using other associated, services to reach out, DM, follow, unfollow people. Like that was always kind of like one of the risks you had to take. But people did it anyway in the early days of MiniChat, which at this point has been around for a couple of years. But long story short, as of recently, they are officially a partner. So you don't have to worry about if I use this botted type of a service, is Meta gonna ding my account, deactivate it, block it, or whatever. And so I thought that was really cool. So for instance, anyway, all that to say, the book came to mind. I don't know if you've done any, like I know you've done some, but if you've done some more, or if you do some more stories or reels or whatever, you could have Juves say, comment the word Sancho, and I'll send you a link directly to the book. So boom. So the idea is the call to action is right there, it goes right to the DMs, and then your click-through rate goes up, and ideally the buy rate goes up as well.
So it'll DM them for you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man, you got to walk me through that.
Yeah, I used it. Yeah, there you go.
Hey, bro, these like sold out in San Antonio.
Nice.
Well, the ones that I had left. Like the actual hard copies that I had. I think after the first day or so, the merch guy from La Conecta was like, "Hey, bro, you only have like 4 left," and it's Thursday, and I'm like, "What? I brought way more than that." You know what I mean? Like I brought quite a bit, and it's like, "Yeah, you only have 4 left."
How many did you have?
It might have been like 25 or something. So yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, which it's like great considering Juve only does 10 minutes or so on stage. Like we'll squeeze him in. Yeah. Those are on the days that like he has energy to go up there, depending on how much travel is involved. But sometimes he don't feel like getting dressed and going up there. But anyway, do
you let him know ahead of time or is it a surprise?
Juve?
No, yeah, Juve, but also the crowd.
You know what, bro? I got some feedback to where like I have to figure out a way. It's like, damn, Chingo got like a to-do list of shit to figure out. But like, I have to figure out a way to like distinguish, like basically, if I'm promising you he's going to be there, so he like your expectations are justified versus like, I thought Juve was going to be here. And it's like, oh yeah, no, sorry, we don't do that all the time. And it's like, okay, well,
I wish I would have known that.
Basically. Yeah. Kind of like that. It was one of those where it's like, oh yeah, I probably should have. And he's like, Yeah. Yeah, you probably should have.
Interesting.
Yeah, you probably should have.
Any ideas off the top of your head when you got that feedback?
Basically, it was just what I thought is like, if you're gonna commit and he's gonna be there on that particular city, then you need to like really make it loud and known. Like, and like his face is on the flyer. Like, I'm letting you know, and it's like a guarantee and a promise. Versus, I don't know. I think either way it could start getting confusing, right? Where it's like, oh, I didn't know that that's what had to happen for. Like, if there needs to be an asterisk, like Tio Juventino will not be there.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, that's
Tricky.
It sounds like it's a tricky thing, right? But also it could be a fun way to just, because I didn't go to the San Antonio show. I unfortunately was caught up in the weather as well. But how to just do it. Like, if somebody says, for instance, whoever comes out before you, say, whoever it is, maybe it's Javi, give it up for your opener, this person, I saw Juve back there. I'm pretty sure he's going to want to come on stage, but right now you're headliner, and then you come out, and then that way they have kind of planted the seed that like, oh, Juve's back there. Oh, we might actually see him. So it's like, it's still a maybe, but at least you've acknowledged the fact that Juve is back there.
It almost sounds like what's going to have to end up happening is kind of like, he's just always going to have to be, it's like,
actually, yeah,
fuck.
You're right.
Bro,
Absolutely. Which is
on days where I'm just the only one just headlining,
yeah.
To me, it might be a mental thing. I just feel like so much more energy, so much more just relaxed and just like focused on just the task at hand. But then sometimes also when Juve goes up, you also get this sense of like, oh, you already kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of like touch the crowd, like got that energy thing out the way. And now it's just, it's just different ways to look at it. But yeah, it's more work because you're having to like change. He's having to change, this and that.
He's got to get all into his own comedic, mindset.
And that takes a few minutes. It's like this and that and this and that and the shoes and take this off. And sorry, someone's in here. Oh, they're trying to get in the restroom. You know what I mean? It just starts to compound. Yeah, it starts to compound.
Showtime. Well, speaking of the mini chat thing just a second ago, have you signed these books, or have anybody gotten signed copies of Tio Juve's book?
Yeah. People want them signed a lot of times. Like, hey, autograph this.
Dude, I'm saying this is a perfect stocking stuffer for the holidays. We got to figure out a way. And I know this is a big lift because we're going into November. Literally, tomorrow is fucking Halloween, I think, from the day we're recording this. So the lift of like having them ordered, having them signed, and then figuring out how to get them to people by Christmas. I mean, we still got 30 days or so, 40 days, but that could be a fun mission to figure out since you only have, I know it's still 3 shows, but you only have 3 more road trips before you're done.
Yes. Amen, brother. Amen. Because considering that there's only 3 dates coming up, and some of them, for example, Indianapolis, I've never really been there. I don't know anybody there. So even my wife, I'm not gonna lie, the wifeager was like, hey, so like, how bad do tickets have to be for you to like justify canceling?
Right.
Considering we got to buy your flight, hotel, you got to pay your opener comedians and this, that, and the third. And it's just like, why? do you know something I don't?
This is what you need to do. You need to go find a Indianapolis Colts Halloween costume. You need to dress up like Pat McAfee and start doing some fucking videos of Tio Juve or you as Pat McAfee kicking some fucking footballs.
Okay.
One of the greatest kickers for the Indianapolis Colts, the face of ESPN, Sunday fucking Saturday football, the whole thing. Just a suggestion.
So turn into Pat McAfee and make some skits?
Yeah, do some skits as Pat McAfee. Do him as him as a podcaster, him as a football player, and him as a wrestler.
Is it like Mexican Pat McAfee? Wait, he wrestled?
He also does commentary for the WWE at some of the smaller shows, and he's done some pay-per-views, and he's actually been an in-ring performer.
What does that mean? Like a wrestler?
Yes.
He was a wrestler?
Yes, dude. He's still actively, like, periodically on shows.
For WWE?
For WWE.
Man, I don't...
Bro, this guy's living the fucking life.
I must have been too busy touring the years he was playing or wrestling. Because I don't remember... Well, I kind of really did tune out of wrestling, like, a long time ago.
Yeah, I understand that.
When I was a little kid, I was huge into wrestling. But then once I started like the whole music show business nightclub thing, I wasn't worried about Sting and fucking this shit. Like, I would see my nephews where they'd be like, Undertaker or whoever, right? They'd be like, oh my God. And I'm like, little kid shit.
Well, dude, that reminds me. I saw a meme last night where it's like kids these days they're like 6, 7, and then me, and it's like DX, and it's like suck it. It's so funny. That music, dude, hits so hard. I know it's Rage Against the Machine, pretty much, but what are you gonna do? Check this out. I gotta pull it up because I hadn't seen this one in a long time. I don't know which one it is, but let's just watch it together because you've never seen it.
That was me today when I tapped that white belt.
I knew you were gonna.
When I got him in the DARS.
Dude, how impressive is that?
Man, it felt so good, bro. It felt so good.
I was talking about Pat, but you
How impressive is that? Yeah, man, it felt so good, bro.
Good time.
That was so wow. Okay, that's so crazy that like I didn't know about this dude like that.
Yeah, man. That was from like 3. So that was 3 years ago. So he's been doing it already actively for a couple of years. And you don't see as much of him during football season. Like right now, he's full blown. Obviously, he's a sports guy. That's his main thing. He was a former NFL player, so he's doing all the pre-shows, post-shows for all the big weekend games. And then once football season's over, you see way more of him in the WWE.
So then that's when he goes does commentating over there.
Yeah, and performing sometimes, like in this case.
Oh, well, that is very, very impressive, bro. To have that kind of career where you're just like from all angles.
Yeah, let me see, dude. I was gonna scrub through this real quick for you, just because I thought it was cool, but because he's always been a wrestling fan as well, and he was in there not too long ago with Stone Cold, I think at a WrestleMania or something like that, dude.
Bro, wow,
nuts.
Shit, man, I'm curious, like how he got into wrestling.
Yeah, I don't remember when he started doing commentary. It had to have been because he was kind of filling the role for somebody, and he's so good on the mic, and he's so good at just improvising situations or whatever. And then I guess I don't know. I'm just spitballing here, but I remember him talking about how he was always a wrestling fan, so it just kind of made sense. It's almost like some of these other younger performers, like Paul, what's his name, Logan Paul, I guess. Like he's a freak athlete when you see him in there doing things. Honestly,
acrobatics.
Yes, exactly. You would only see like Rey Mysterio do some of the level shit, or the luchadores in general that do the high flying stuff. Like this dude is just going in there doing similar shit, which is pretty cool to see. So, hate him or love him, the Paul brothers, that is, they're super athletes.
Damn, that's badass. Yeah. Well, did I tell you that I tapped a white belt several times? It would have been more, but his wrists are interesting, and his knee is interesting.
Those are prison rules, as they used to call them. When you train at schools that were gi only, right? Like you weren't really allowed to be doing any kind of wrist locks and shit like that.
Well, I mean, we do both, no gi and gi, but I mean, we're allowed to knee bar and wrist lock.
Yeah, I'm sure, but like a lot of schools back in the day, especially when I used to train at a Gracie Baja, you weren't doing any kind of. There was no leg game there.
Well, I know Gracie Baja is like very specific with their dude. They've been getting a lot of flack on. Have you been seeing those videos go viral? I don't know if that's on your algorithm.
Not at the moment, but I'm sure it's going to be now that you mentioned it.
Yeah, right. It's basically what I've been seeing is people critiquing some of the stuff that they do at their like big meeting gathering. I don't know the context of it, but it's like this song thing, and basically people just like, oh, that's very cultish or something. But I think it's just very out of context. But yeah, Gracie Baja has that reputation of like it's a very specific curriculum and culture.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
rules. Yeah.
Arguably that's why some of their affiliates have transformed into other affiliates without having to name names, but they've kind of dropped the Gracie Baja name and turned into something else. It just felt like it was more open to their desired, skill set or skill flow or development and whatever. Like people have their takes on it, so it's interesting. You never want to offend anybody in the world. I'm just saying, like.
Oh yeah, no. My friend owns two.
Yeah,
and he speaks very highly of like the organization. He's just like, man, once a year we have that big gathering, and I know a few Gracie Bajas. The one out there in Cal Allen, outside of Corpus.
All the ones I knew are no longer Gracie Baja, which is why I'm saying.
Oh, interesting.
They've all turned into other schools.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, but anyway, back to the Juve book, bro.
Yes.
How quickly can we get Juve hardcovers if you wanted to ship some for the holiday?
I just got to text my boy Frank and ask him that, like, hey bro, press the button, I need some hard copies.
Oh, Okay. So it's pretty. Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah.
You got a direct connect to it.
Yeah, because it's like an Amazon thing. So
Yeah.
it's you could jam the audiobook also, like iTunes, Spotify.
Oh, it's already out?
So that's distributed through So South, through like my music distributor.
Yeah.
Where I was like, hey, I've got an audiobook. And they're like, shit, send it through. And they're like, where's the comedy album? And I was like, actually, I have some shows coming up. I'm gonna record. So we recorded. We recorded in San Antonio. So now I just got to get the files and kind of like go through it, listen to it, and just kind of like make sense of like, okay, here it is. It's gonna be a 20 minutes about relationships, or like, all right, it's gonna be a parenting 15-minute thing, like an album, an EP of sorts.
Yeah. And is it going to be, you might not know the answer, but is it going to be free on the platforms like Spotify, or is it going to be purchasable?
Yeah, I think it's just like a stream, right? Because, if So South is my music distributor, and that's just kind of how it works. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you just kind of like feed the catalog and, keep releasing, keep the catalog going. Did you catch wind of the, speaking of catalog of music, the No Limit versus Cash Money versus?
In title, literally, I read something similar to that, but I don't know the context to it. So what's up?
So basically, are you familiar with the versus battles? Okay, course, yes. So that's like Swiss Beats and Timberland, and they partnered up with like Apple Music. Well, I started like skimming through it because like my kid, juggling a lot, haven't had a chance to just sit down, but I've seen like little clips of like, oh, things got tense, or like Birdman was drunk and he said this, that, and like, look at Mia X's face. So you're obviously like young to where you might have a peripheral, you were a kid when when Master P was running around in the fatigues and shit.
Right.
But to me, it's like, man, that's like that's the 99, 2000, 98, 97, depending on how far back they were independent. That was like the dream, like these dirty South record labels getting these crazy record deals, crazy upfront money, especially Master P. Like his thing was like the most ridiculous back end percentage, like to where he gambled and was like, hey, I kind of want to like own, how about y'all just distribute it? Like y'all press it and distribute it. And that was a huge, I guess, inspiration for me. When I was starting to negotiate deals, it's like, bro, that's the Master P deal. Like, they're going to give you a budget for marketing. Like, you still own it. Like, they're distributing it. And the folklore of No Limit Records was, let's just say the Theo Juventino album just dropped, right?
Right.
Well, you open it up, and they're already promoting like Master P solo album, Mia X. It's like all the pen and pixel graphics covers, like the bling bling, which were all designed here in Houston. And so you see like, oh, May 15th, this one, June, they were like back to back every month. They were going platinum every month. They were putting out an album. Anyway, so they did the battle. And it's funny because like, my wife, she's just a couple years younger than me. And so of course she was just like, man, I was trying to watch it. You know what I mean? Like that's our era, bro. We were in the club like, hootie hoo. Or like I was trying to play it while my kids were over there distracted so they couldn't hear the freak hoes. And then I look over to my wife and she's like, make your motherfucking knees touch your elbows. Like and I was like, yep, I married her for a reason.
Oh, dude, that's so funny. I remember when you said that just now, it reminded me of, I think it was TRL. It had to have been. Like on MTV, I remember seeing Master P and some of those early songs. I mean, I was definitely younger, but I remember distinctly the whole get up from some of the earlier, music videos.
Yeah, like you probably saw like Make Them Say or something with the tank.
Of course. Yep.
They're playing basketball. Someone's hanging off a rim.
What a time, man. Like it's crazy because in these reels that we're posting from the Backstage podcast with, B-roll from earlier things you may have done, TV, music, whatever, that sentiment you get in the comments is, I don't know if we've gotten to it earlier than I feel like most other generations did, but like the nostalgia effect of just going back to 99, 05, 08 even, I think has happened like that. Whereas like, let's just say our parents, for instance, it took 30 plus years. I guess we're kind of getting there for shit now that I think about it. But like, you know what I mean? But like to get to what would have been considered nostalgia, and it's just cool to see. But I don't know. It could play into a beneficial factor when promoting stuff now. that the nostalgia is actually kind of here quick.
Well, guess what? Next year's tour is like the nostalgia tour.
Is it really?
Yes, and me and the wifager and I, we had a whole convo about like, she literally was telling me like, all right, look, because I was gonna like try to drop the greatest hits like around Christmas, kind of not really rush it or anything like that. But she's like, look, if we play our cards right, she's like, you print up some more bobbleheads, like you line up a music tour. You know what I'm saying? Like it might be House of Blues Houston, like a Chingo Bling nostalgia tour of some sort. It's like you got a band. Because I started telling her too. I was like, okay, well, all right, well, let's just compare how much easier comedy is. I said, because I'm gonna need a band. And I was like, and I know who I could probably, I mean, I have options, thank God. But I was like, I know this one band in particular that they could even like open the show, like be even like support. Yeah. To where when you negotiate with them, it's like, hey, I need you to open up for me, but also back me up. Right. And at this one band in particular, we already have, I need to text it to you, dude. We already recorded, we're almost done with it. I need to do my lyrics, but I'll just give it away since we're at the end. Like this and like that, like almost like a Kid Rock type version. Okay. It's kind of hard to explain, but I'll send it to you. I'll text it to you. It sounds super dope. But anyway, nostalgia tour. Hopefully, something like this can come to fruition in terms of like, for example, working with La Conecta is great. Like just them handling the merch and everything, and even like helping with the designs. And there's this one design he just showed me. First of all, they're doing merch for everybody, bro. Paul Wall, D Baby, Mexican OT. Mexican OT did a collab with the Texans. I don't know how they juggle it all, but it's been really great because like I get to just focus on all the other shit I have going.
Right.
But yeah, man, I think that's the name we're gonna go with. It's just like nostalgia tour. I don't know if that's specifically just for the music tour. Like it might only be a handful of cities, but it sounds fun because I've been mixing in a little bit of music here and there. At the comedy shows. Yeah,
and the stories and stuff I've seen, that's really cool. Morgan Wallen does that well. Where like, he comes out to the show with somebody, like one of his, call them heroes, or just because it's not always local celebrities, but sometimes they are. But like, you see Joe Dirt, like David Spade coming out as Joe Dirt, right, to one of the shows, or whoever else. Like that's
I missed that.
On brand. You missed that one, dude. It's so on brand for one, but it's like it's a hit to that nostalgia for a lot of these people because. Andre Johnson was another one. Peyton Manning. He came out, or Mattress Mac, I think, was another one he came out with. So, just hitting people with like that recognizable face or voice is it's always so nice. It's always just nice. People love that shit. Yeah. I want to pull it up real quick. I don't know if you have any comments on that, but let me see. Who was it? It was
man. They tried to cancel Morgan Wallen. That's so crazy how he just like totally, and then what they tried to cancel him for was so stupid.
Yeah, so dumb.
It was so stupid, and if you fell for that, you dumb.
Exactly. All right, I found a short of it too, so it's not going to be too long. Let me see. YouTube, can I handle the volume?
This car was in an accident in 01.
Oh,
I thought you had said
there's
it was
an ad.
Just the front.
No, it's
This car was in an accident.
Son of a biscuit. Hold on. No, sometimes the shorts on YouTube, like if you don't play it and you try to go back, it won't play right. So here we go. And we'll end on this one before we do the actual outro. There it is. Silly. Like, that's really cool.
It's a nice touch. Yeah, it's great. Smart. It's great to, like, even think of that, execute, make it happen, and give the fans a nice little surprise.
Yeah, well, speaking of the fans, we'll land the plane, reminding them one more time where Chingo Bling's going to be.
Absolutely. I appreciate all the love. Up next, Indianapolis, Indiana at the Helium Comedy Club. That is right around the corner, days away, November 5th. Get your tickets now. Indianapolis, pull up on your boy. I ain't never been out there. After that, Brownsville, Texas at the Lucky Barrel. Do not get sold out November 26th. There's only X amount of tables even available for that place. So Brownsville, pull up on your boy. I think my wife might actually fly down there with me for that. And then we ended Tampa, Florida at Side Splitters, and that is December 14th. Last time I was out there, it was like a hurricane warning, and people still showed up in the rain. So really, really looking forward to for that, December 14th.
All right, we'll see everybody next week. Chingo, hang on for 2 seconds.
For sure.